Okay? Well, in October of 1859, he's going to make a second tragic contribution to the issue of slavery in the United States. In October of 1859, he's going to make a second tragic contribution to the issue of slavery. What he did is he gathered together a group of 18 followers, and he put together a 4-part strategy at Harper's Ferry, Virginia, which would be like Worland, Wyoming. Okay? So, John Brown gathers a group of 18 followers, who obviously are all abolitionists against slavery, and he puts together a 4-part strategy at Harper's Ferry, Virginia. Why did he pick Harper's Ferry? Because there is a federal arsenal there. What's a federal arsenal? The place where the federal government stored all of their weapons. And the federal government would be, in this case, the North and the South are still under the same federal government, right? Well, what do you think his first part of his strategy is? Since there's a federal arsenal at Harper's Ferry, what's he going to do? He's going to attempt to what? Seize it, take over it, take it. So the first part of the strategy is he's going to attempt to seize or take over the federal arsenal at Harper's Ferry. By the way, it was the largest arsenal in the country at the time. In other words, there was more weapons in that particular arsenal than any other in the country. Well, just wait. Now, let me tell you what it held. It held over 20,000 rifles, muskets, and pistols. Over 20,000. A market value in today's dollars of about $7 million. So there was a lot of weapons there. 20,000 rifles, muskets, and pistols is what he was wanting to get out of Harper's Ferry, that arsenal. He wanted to get those weapons. So his first part of his strategy is he's going to attempt to seize the federal arsenal at Harper's Ferry, Virginia. It's the largest arsenal in the country. It has over 20,000 rifles, muskets, and pistols. What would he do once he seized that? Thinking about his philosophy. What's he going to do with those 20,000 rifles, muskets, and pistols? Nope. What? He's going to arm a bunch of men. What type of men? Not slaves. He's going to arm the slaves that he believes are going to flock to his side, because what's he trying to get rid of? Slavery. So here's what he does.
So his second part of his plan was to arm slaves.
That's right. He's going to arm slaves with these weapons. So the first part of his plan was to seize the federal arsenal. The second part of his plan is he was going to arm all these slaves that he believed would flock to his side. Okay? He's going to start a civil war, but who's going to be fighting who? Slaves versus slave owners. That's the idea. Well, before he did that, though, the third part of his strategy is he was going to take all these slaves and his men, and he was going to establish a black government in the mountains of Virginia. He was going to try to establish a black country within the United States. He was going to establish a black government. So he's going to break in the arsenal, take all these weapons, get all these black slaves to flee to his side and support him, and he was going to take all of these slaves and these 18 men, and he was going to form a black government in the mountains of Virginia. And what's he going to do last? Yeah, you said it. He's going to train these black slaves, and he's going to wage his own private war against the South. That's his plan. So, he gathers a group of 18 followers and puts together this 4-part strategy. He and his men are going to attempt to seize the federal arsenal at Harper's Ferry, Virginia. It's the largest in the country at the time. It has over 20,000 rifles, muskets, and pistols. Number 2, he's going to arm the slaves he believes will flock to his side. Number 3, he's going to establish a black government in the mountains of Virginia with all of these slaves. And number 4, he's going to train these blacks and wage his own private war against the South. Tomorrow, I'll tell you how it goes for him. We're going to tell you about that tomorrow. All right, man, right here. Madison Comstock. Come up here and I'll show you how to get to this website.
18 guys versus the biggest power store in the country at the time. Yeah, they were-